Hello everyone, I am Shraddha and introducing my team we have Susant and Hiran who will support me to explain the PowerPoint. In this presentation we are going to explain about the software testing done for online backstage management system. Now let me first introduce about OBMS. So OBMS is a simple and easy to use application whose goal is to reduce the paperwork and make a system for these that performs the data entry and processing. It reduces the risk of the paper to be lost or stolen. It focuses on the competitors to store their data and manage them. Now let's talk about the test approach. Here, the test approach we use is a black box testing approach. It is used to enhance the performance of the system and reduce the cost and time required for testing. It can either be functional or non-functional. This document mainly covers the integration and system testing. So moving on to the next slide, we can see the requirement traceability matrix here, where requirement to be tested in the horizontal line and the vertical position shows the test cases. Each requirement has at least one test cases, which shows it is the perfect requirement traceability matrix. For further explanation, I'd like to hand over the slide to Susan. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. Now I'm going to discuss about the features that needs to be tested in the from the OBMS. So among multiple features in the documentation, we have collected few for the slide, like importing data from guidebook, registering the competitors, configurable screens, and recording of the result. We will discuss about the test associated with this in the coming slides. So this slide talks about the features that does not require to be tested. Few of them are like website theme, easy to use, maintainability, user manual, and date format. This slide shows the testing tools and environment. The table that you can see in the screen is actually generated from the SRS document that is provided to us, and we are restricted to actually change the product or version because that would not actually run the system effectively. In this slide, we are going to see about the test case of importing data from guidebook. Every test case has 4 different disciplines like purpose, inputs, expected output, and pass-fail criteria, and the test procedure. So in this test case, the purpose is to import the data related to competitor section and discipline from the Word document and store it in the database. The input is the Word file, which is actually the guidebook. The expected output is that the Word document will be accessed and converted to text file, and finally it will be stored to database. If the text succeeds, then the guidebook will be uploaded to database, and the guidebook will have to be in the Word document format. The failing criteria are if the file is not accessible, or failure to convert the guidebook to text file, or file is not in a Word format. The test procedure is like load the file and convert it into the text file, and parse the text file to read all the sections, disciplines, and competitors detail. So this is the end of my section in the discussion. So for the further explanation of the slides, I'll be calling my friend Hiran. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushant. Hi, I'm Hiran. Now I'm going to talk about the next text case in the presentation. It is the case 2, the resistor competitor. The main purpose of this test case is we are marking a competitor registered for one section before the competition. Here the input is the registration data. The expected output is successful storage of the data to the database and making the competitor marked for a section. The failure can be if the input doesn't match the data type or format, including the date and time, and the competitor has to make sure that he is clicking on the register checkbox and press the save button. Let's move to the next test case. The next test case is the configurable screens. Here the main purpose is to provide the abstract view to the user depending on their different screens. The input here can be the username, password, and the whole access control. The expected output or failure is the whole screen should be viewable by the user whenever the competitor is accessing a particular screen. Here the failure is if the data is not hidden properly from the user. Whatever we have to show the user, that should be available to the user. The test procedure is the administrative roles creates a role and assign it to the user. Additionally, different types of access control assigned to user will hide or show the information. Now let's move to the gun chart. This is the gun chart. We have different activities. The gun chart is whole 2 months testing period from April 6 to so on till the present day. We have different activities like the 5 activities depending on the roles we did. It's planning, analysis, testing, and different test cases. We can see the testing has the longest bar here. It's about 39 days, and the documentation took a long time, about 35 days. The purple bar on the fourth one. This is the gun chart. Now let's move to the other overall budget sheet. This is the budget sheet. This is the overall budget sheet of every individual in the project. There are 5 different roles in the companies, the project manager, test lead, business analyst, testing team, and development team. Budget sheet shows the budget estimation of an individual in the role, but the estimation can increase with an increase of number of people in the team. These are the references we used to build this project. Thank you.